Morning, gents. How's it seems? How's it NM? How are we all doing? Sorry, I'm a little bit late today. I was in a bit of a rush. Haven't even looked at the charts this morning. Alessandro, how are you doing? Troy, how are you doing? Okay, this is actually looking really nice on GJ. Wow. These are the zones I had in marked in. Sorry, guys. Marked in from last night. You can see here, like, this is more or less a ranging area that we're in. I'm great, thank you, Zim. So I'm great. Just in a bit of a rush. Alas, how you doing? We faked out here, faked out the range. Again, we did one of those fake out moves, which I've been talking about quite a lot, where if we fake out one side of the range, we'll test the other side of the range. We did that. We respected the low of this range. And then now we're kind of just ranging again. So we are still bullish in market structure. Let's remember that, guys. We did not get a candle close below here yet. So we'll either wait for a candle close below there on the 30 minutes and 1 hour. And that will be us bearish on those two then. Otherwise, if we keep respecting that area, then we can definitely correct this whole move down that we had up. We got that range during Asian, exactly. That's exactly what I wanted as well. Because it meant that there's probably going to be good volume either during London or New York today. The worst for me is when it moves during Asian, because that's when I'm sleeping. So if I see like an amazing move during Asian, like, yeah, it's unfortunate. Let's go check out gold. Okay. Gold, we are just on this bullish run. And it does not look like we are stopping anytime soon. We are coming up to obviously some areas of resistance. This 1808 area seems to be quite a relevant resistance area. We've rejected there quite strongly before. We came straight down from that area. So we're obviously going to have to watch how we react there. Other than that, I don't think that... I think gold's going to be quite easy to read, to be honest. It looks like I said, after we rejected that weekly area, which was down here. So obviously when that news came out 2 nights ago, we rejected this previous weekly support area. And what that did was then flip the weekly candle bullish. And then we continued on this bullish run. We broke the high of the previous weekly candle. And now it seems like we're more or less just going to continue. So again, we could start that weekly range on gold. Alessandro, I saw you had a chart in the Telegram, so I'm just going to get that out and check it out for you. If you guys have any questions about this stuff, ask away. Gold swing. You see, the problem with buying gold now is it's already... The swing entry would have been above the break of the weekly high. So, my string trading career was short and sweet. You see, I even know now. Oh, this is gold. This is it. Okay, gold. Yeah, break and retest. So, for anyone looking to buy it now, please be careful because this is literally buying at the highs. So what you just saw on that chart is what you want to do is wait for that pullback, that exhaustion, have a reaction with a resistance level, a previous level of resistance or previous level of support, and then start that move back up and then take the entry on the way back up. So you can react here, this resistance level, so turn resistance into support, or you can come straight down to the support level, respect the support level, and then continue that bullish move up. We are really bullish in market structure. I think it's a 4v0, if I'm not mistaken. So holding your gold runner, amazing. Yeah, if you got in at an early enough stage, guys, there would have been a point where your entry would not have been... You wouldn't have come down to entry yet. Unfortunately, I had that on GJ yesterday because of this news correction. So remember, I took that weekly swing. Luckily, I secured profits, to be honest. I secured about 3.5 out of the 5 lots, or yeah, roughly 3.5 out of the 5 lots, and then or 3.7. And then yeah, after that news, price came back down, stopped me out to break even the rest of the position. Not a huge amount I could have done about it. Maybe could have secured more, but it is what it is. So yeah, Alessandro, very nice chart. So yeah, I'll be looking for the buy after support formation. That is probably one of my favorite entries. Enter sell. So that sells obviously the counter trend trade, so that's going to be more risky. But of course there is clean candles to the left, and that sell would basically be the pullback. So there is range down to 1802. Just wait for some support to form, and then break of that support. So wait for some resistance, some support, and then break of that support. But yeah, otherwise very nice. Crypto NM, what's up, what's up? Fundamentally today, guys, nothing serious. Got some resale sales. The news yesterday, guys, was insane. Yo. Those guys just went... The numbers were double the previous numbers. Sorry. Once we get above this area, guys, on gold, because this is just a big consolidation, we have all this clean range to trade into. So this is going to be easy buys above this level. So do maybe set a alert for 1815.59. I think that's exactly what I'm going to do. Just because this is such a key level. If we get a like 4 hour or even a 1 hour candle close above that level, there's so much range to trade into on the left. Basically correct that whole move down. Okay, no stress. I'm just gonna post something in the Telegram, guys, quickly. Post this in the Telegram. And then also need that link. I'll check out your chart now, Alessandro. So we're just ranging at the moment on GJ, guys. Nothing much to do here. You guys know my bias, very bullish, although we did have that strong correction yesterday. But I don't think that that is going to, unless we get the candle closes below the selling level, it's not going to have any effect on the overall. Sorry about this, guys. All sorted. Let me check out this chart. Yeah, so we're in the range. So you're looking for possible even earlier buys above this level over here, which I do understand, because I think there is probably enough range there. Let me check it out. So you're looking for possible buys above this level over here to continue the bullish momentum, which will be how many pips? Yeah, 19 pips, definitely. Definitely enough range to trade into. I'll also be looking for a candle close above that area. An impulse from like, if we impulse from, let's say, down here. See, because remember, the lower you impulse from, guys, the bigger stop loss is probably going to have to be. So if our candle opens here and then only impulses into that area, it's going to be a lot harder to take than if we have an impulse, let's say, from this area over here to continue bullish. Lot safer if it's closer to the zone. Okay, I'm just going to analyze gold. I mean, I know what our structure is. Zone-wise, though, we are in a bit of a situation right now because we're going to have to wait for this pullback. We are rejecting this area over here, which is expected. Once we get a candle close above that level after, let's say, a pullback and then continuation, it's going to be easy buys up till 18 and 15. look at all this clean range we have to the left here. So that's what you can be looking at gold buy continuations. For now though, let's wait for price to create a pullback to either this level or this level and then continue bullish. So we have potential buy continuations above 1808. Wait for the pullback down to 1804 or 1802. Create some support, some minor resistance, and then we can start moving our way back up to the highs and then possibly even create new highs, and that will be ideal. Such nice buys on gold, exactly. That's exactly what I'm looking for, buys. Let me just put in your potential buys above these levels. $1.521, so that's going to be where we first look for some buys. Remember, we have a really strong bullish market structure bias. I'll check GU now, Zeems. Then remember, guys, so this is our initial, like what we're looking at initially, and then of course we can have continuations above this level over here. We just need the candle close. Taking an impulse from this area is going to be quite hard. How about a pullback till 1804? Yeah, so pullback till 1804. Even, to be honest, if we form support levels at any previous support level, probably I would say, okay, 15 minute is a bit low confirmation, but 30 and above, then I'm more than happy to buy back up to the tops. But you need to wait for that candle confirmation. There is this, obviously, this resistance here at 1804. I think that's one you're referring to, or you're talking about this one over here, which is the 30 minute, there's 30-minute resistance here as well. So that will be your resistance turn support, if that makes sense. GU, you said, seems. Forms a support and break of the high as our entry. Exactly, you just need to wait for that support to form. Of course, you also need clean candles and things like that. You can't just base it off one confluence or one confirmation, but you need that. I mean, there's very nice buying opportunities on GU above that level and great selling opportunities below that level if you just base it on clean candles. You look at these ranges and, you know, you can definitely, you're ranging right now. So more price, what price does when it ranges is it chooses a direction, normally based on structure, and then continues in that direction. So if you're in a bearish market, it's going to obviously impulse out. And remember, the longer it consolidates for, the bigger the impulse move usually, 90% of the time. We had it on GJ about a week and a half ago. We consolidated for 2 days straight, and then we had a bearish move because we're in a bearish market. So that bearish continuation after consolidation. This again, this is like the washing machine. Just want to be careful of this. So this is what I'd be looking at on GU if I traded GU. Potential buys above this level, potential sells above this level. By the looks of it, well, on the 30-minute, we're definitely bullish in market structure. I'd say on the 4-hour, we're also bullish in market structure. Finally, we flipped that. On the daily, we are still bearish in market structure. And on the weekly, we are bullish in market structure. So 3v1 bullish. The only thing I noticed here on the daily is we rejected a previous daily resistance level. And you can see we left this large rejection wick to the top side. And now we're forming a bit of a like resistance, daily resistance candle. So yeah, GJ, let's go back to GJ. GJ should be easy buys or sells based on the 30-minute, guys. If we just get the right candle confirmations, it's going to be easy entries as well. And I'll be looking obviously for the continuations to these levels up here. Sells will be to this level, buys will be to this level. If we do get that candle close below this level over here, these tools don't work, then there's a good chance that we will continue bearish, because we haven't been bearish on a time frame in a very long time. So it would make sense. But instead of trying to take that sell early on, you would wait for the structural flip, and then the confluences are, you know, greater, and that bearish continuation would make a lot more sense. If you guys have any charts, please send them in. I would like to check them out, and please do remember to leave a like on the stream, guys, if you haven't already. I'd also appreciate that. Yeah, we're just stuck in one of these interesting GJ ranges. I was going to wait for price to close up here, but now after being made aware of this zone over here, it makes sense that we can fill that range and then continue the bullish run if we are going to get the candle close above this area, or if we even get a candle close above this area over here, and then that wick down retest and continuation. That's another option. All options you got to be aware of. We also have to be fluid in the market, guys, so we have to understand that, okay, if buys aren't going to play out, we have to have a selling option as well. Found a trading plan yesterday, wrote it down in my journal. Beautiful. You gotta have some form of a trading plan. Without that, you're just trading blind. How many losses are you allowed to take in your trading plan? I normally try do, if I take a loss, my next trade I always lower risk, because I used to when I first started like really becoming profitable, I was only allowing myself to take one loss a day. So once I would take that loss, I would stop trading. But it's when I gained that like confidence of, okay, if I take a loss, I have confidence that that loss was just like a, obviously just, you know, not wrong analysis, but the market's just, the probability wasn't there. So I had confidence in my analysis, but of course the probability was against me, and that's why I took the loss. So it gave me more confidence then to take another trade during that day. So at the moment, if I take a loss, I don't call it a day, but I would say a maximum of 2 a day, never more than that. And you got to remember, it shouldn't be how many trades you take a day, it's percentage of your account that you risk. I never risk more than 2% of my account a day. That is one of the most important rules, because that's risk management, the easiest part of risk management. The hard part is managing a trade. So once you're in a trade, closing half and that sort of thing, that's the advanced part of risk management. The easy part is just knowing that, okay, how much am I willing to risk per day? 2% for me, nothing more than that. And if you can risk 2% per day, so basically that means on your first trade you risk 2% and you only lose, let's say 0.8 because of risk management, that means you can go and take another trade. But then no, you're not risking 2% again, because now you've lost 0.8, you're risking 1.2%. And then of that 1.2%, let's say you lose that trade as well and you only lose 0.5%. You're still not down your original 2% and you've lost 2 trades. And that's the importance of risk management. So I don't think you should base trades per day, you should base it on percentage risk per day. And then obviously every day that, let's say you take a losing day, you should obviously journal all of this and see, okay, what percentage am I losing a day? And if you can get from that 2%, let's say at the beginning you're not managing risk properly and you are losing that full 2% a day, and then you can start getting that down to 1.8 to start off with, then 1.5, then 1.2. Then you can see you're making progress, and you'll notice as soon as that starts happening, you're going to start seeing some proper profits. Because these guys who look for like 50 pips per trade and their stop loss is at like 20 or 30 because they're so worried about their risk to reward, they'll go into a trade, and if it hits their stop loss, that's how it is, and if it hits their take profit, that's how it is. So there's no real risk management happening there. Pushing up on gold a lot. All this big move is going to do, guys, is give us an opportunity later on to get a retest of the high. So don't get any FOMO. Also, this is the lower volume session for gold. The high volume session is, of course, New York, because then the dollar is going to get a lot more volume in it. Good coffee. So yeah, guys, if we, ideally what we'll see, I know the volume is going to start dying out because it is December, but what we are going to want to see is this, let's say eventually we get up to this 18-15 area. So we make this strong push, then we come down, and then we start ranging, and then eventually we get that candle confirmation close above this level at 18-15. Let's say a higher time frame candle, so let's say like a 4-hour or a daily. Then we know for sure there's an amazing opportunity that gold can continue to much higher values. We have all this clean range to trade into. Basically, this move down, we can almost mirror it back up. The big correction of this move. Because as you can see how we moved previously in this area on the higher time frames, we had this move back up and we corrected it straight back down. And then we ranged. So in this situation over here, we were ranging. Yeah, this chart. We were ranging over here. Made this big move, started ranging at the top. Corrected that move. Now we've been ranging for a long time on the bottom, a couple of weeks, and now we can maybe try and correct this move down, correct it up. So let's see what we do manage to do. Still waiting for a pullback. If gold's going to continue moving up, then if it does have that negative correlation with GJ might start moving down. Everyone talks about that. I'm not too sure how legitimate it is, to be honest, but I actually learned how to control my FOMO, and that is one of your biggest steps psychologically towards becoming consistently profitable. If you can do that, control your FOMO, control thinking, like if you were trying to get into this buy move over here at these sorts of areas because you see it's moving so much, and now you see everyone else making money or saying that they're making money, and then you're trying to take buys at these levels because you're thinking, I really want to make money and I missed this whole move, you'll never be profitable. But if you can understand that eventually price is going to retrace, it's going to pull back, then there's a great chance that you can retest the highs eventually. Morning Sharif, how are you doing? Pablo, good morning, how are you? Welcome everyone. At the moment, just waiting for GJ buys or sells. We do obviously have this strong bullish market structure, but a close above this level would mean or indicate that we have a high possibility that we're going to continue our bullish market structure, but a close below this level on the 30-minute would flip 30-minute market structure bearish and would make these sells a lot more probable and the continuation down to these levels. We had a strong daily push yesterday, but then we also had a huge rejection wick from these levels up here. And the reason that it could be rejecting this area is because we had a previous level of support over there, daily support. As soon as we got into that area, we rejected it. So that's if you're looking at it on the bigger time frames, you got to look for why did it reject that area. You got to ask yourself the question. And to me, that's what makes sense. There was a support level here, because remember, the support level doesn't just, or the rejection level doesn't just include like this area up here, the bodies. It includes the whole wick. So for us to get to that level and reject it so hard, technically it makes sense. Yep, London Open coming up in about 3.5 minutes, guys. So we'll see what happens. We're not in the greatest state right now. We're in a range. So yeah, let's see what happens. Gold as well, not looking great. I'll be looking for gold to maybe by the end of the week be at this 18-15 level, so by the end of today. And then next week we can start looking at further continuations if there's volume in the market. So I'm going to check. I'm probably going to trade on Monday, guys, and see how the volume is. And then I will, if it's bad on Monday, then it's kind of indication that that is the start of the bad volume, because obviously we're coming into Christmas time and all that sort of stuff. Good morning, Luke. Welcome, welcome. News-wise, guys, nothing. Gonna check for Monday what we have. Have a good day. Yeah, you too. Thanks for popping in. I know you are away. Yeah, so there's very low impact news coming up next week. Definitely no pound news that's relevant. There's the yen news. 2 minutes, 2 minutes. Let's see what happens on GJ. If we can get a strong impulse move to the one direction and that kind of gives us our daily bias for the day, then we can pick up quite easily on sells or buys later on, depending on what London Open gives us. If we range during London Open, remember New York then is probably going to have some good volume. But because we range during Asian, I think that London could have some decent volume. You said it was your best day of trading? Yeah, I saw you did really well, seems. Keep it up. The only thing I was concerned was that you're over trading a little bit, getting caught up in the hype of all these big moves. Because there was some really clean moves on both gold and GJ. I was too focused on my long-term holds to actually get involved in any of the day trades. So the only trade that I took in the past 2 days was I tried to take a gold buy yesterday, but took it too early. So just I managed risk and closed out at like -3 pips, something like that. But my GJ swing trade worked out really nicely. That was like 100 and ended up closing probably at about 130 pips. Just made a lot of sense. 20 seconds. Let's see what London gives us exactly. It could kind of set the precedent for the day and precedent for the day, and we could continue in that direction. So let's wait and see. It's also in a terrible position, guys, because if we get the breakout to the bottom, our stop loss is up here. So, and it's still counter trend, technically, because we haven't got the candle close. So that's a 22 pip stop loss and a counter trend breakout. The odds aren't looking too good there. Whereas if it at least closed closer to this area, at least under all these previous levels of support, at least the bodies, so it was a lowest closing candle, it would have helped us. But this pre-London candle, which is often a catalyst candle, so it often gives us a gauge of where London's going, did absolutely nothing for us. So it's almost like yeah, sometimes London does that. So the original London Open candle will not really show the volume, and then the following 30-minute candle shows the volume. On the 1 hour, not much to say really. Could get this rejection over here. If it creates another support around 151, 150, yeah, we could. Makes sense. A buy has happened yesterday and 2 times during Asian session. I just personally don't like trading ranges, so I understand what you're saying, like how if it creates support at this level, then the following levels was buying. But what it could have done now is created this bottom wick to continue bullish. I'm going to wait for a clean break, obviously, of some resistance levels within the range, and then maybe start thinking about it, because yeah, we've moved quite slowly, so let's see what happens. Yeah, Zems, I'm not interested at all in gold buys from the highs up here. From experience, and it's happened to me once before, I did take buys at a high, and then all that happens is you get stuck in the drawdown of the pullback, and that starts scaring you. And of course you are still in this overall uptrend, so there's a good chance that it's going to come back. But because I'm a trader that I don't think any trader likes being in drawdown, but you don't, it's unnecessary drawdown, you know. You would rather wait for the pullback and get the optimal entry, and you can ride that thing all the way back up and then still get your initial move back to the top. So that's what you need to be wary of in that situation. Still trying to come up here on GJ, breaking previous levels of resistance, trying at least. Exactly, don't buy gold now. Just wait for, honestly, it'll end up looking something like this. Or this is what I want to see it look like. Pull back, form some support at a previous level of support, form some minor resistance within that support, break of that resistance, retest the highs, and then hopefully create new highs. We'll enjoy the Friday, exactly. Fridays can cause headaches for a lot of people. Some people don't even trade Friday. Yeah, so GJ not looking good at all. Morning Dex, how are you, buddy? Chats when I'm home later. Give me a call. Okay, tell me about it later, Dex, not now. GE looking good. GE was actually looking really good. Let me actually check it out. There was a lot of clean trading range on GU. Yeah. If we respect the bottom of this range on GU, what I'd be expecting is some support, because now we're forming some support at this previous support level, resistance within the support. If we're going to continue bullish, a wick down and then continuation. Otherwise, if we're going to be selling GU, which is going to be counter trend, you'd want something below there to continue. Exactly, Pablo. Buys back up to the high, and then continuations. Basically retesting the high. So you had this move, now we're more or less ranging, and then what you want to see is a retest of that high to create new highs. Pretty easy entries if we do get the support to form, and within the support you want to see some 15 or 5 minute resistance. One of my favorite entries basically buying at the lows in uptrending markets. GJ moving nicely. Just reload this. I did have a buy stop set on GJ, so let's hope that this carries on moving this way. If not, I'm going to be managing risk, of course. Took a much lower risk position as well, hoping for it basically to continue to force at least up here, and if not higher. Currently up about 6-7 pips. If we do come back to entry, I'll probably just want to see what it's looking like on the low time frames. Don't really want to be seeing a stall, so I want to only be seeing 5-minute candles forming bullish. If they start showing some rejections at 5-minute rejection levels, I'll be obviously looking to manage. We should push through all of this with the volume. Gold, hopefully getting that pullback that we want. GU is actually looking amazing if we get a candle close like this. Obviously there's still 20 minutes to go, but you kind of wanted to just mess around in this sort of candle length that we have right now, and then it's going to give us great range to buy it back up to the top. I don't personally trade GU, but that is the perfect setup for like the way that I like to take trades. The only thing you have to wait for, guys, on GU is this candle to close, because although it looks like support, this is not support yet, because support is only classified, it's only classified as support after you get the candle close. So here, this is not support. Come on, GJ. Messing around a little bit here. We definitely want this 5-minute candle to close above the high of the previous 5-minute candle. We don't want it closing within the wick, because a strong 5-minute candle close will indicate that we do have the volume to come back up to these levels. How's Wayne? What do you trade? Gold and GJ? Exactly. Only gold and GJ. Use the dollar index to obviously see a little bit of the dollar strength. Don't understand where do you put the buy stop. So just above this resistance level over here, to hope that London volume is going to push us through to this level of resistance up here, because we respected the previous candle low. And then we broke the previous candle high, but obviously we had this resistance level here. We're still in that uptrending market, so I kind of just wanted to move. You can see here we're getting this retracement, so we're coming back towards my entry. It is a new 5-minute, and this 5-minute closed above the previous one. I'm going to be obviously managing risk at this point right now. Not going to close half yet, but areas that I'll be looking to close half of my position are going to be under the previous 5 minutes. So if we don't respect the 5-minute candle low, then I'll definitely be looking to close half. So my position will look something like this. Wasn't a huge stop loss. Now we're obviously coming down. I'll close half if we break this 5-minute candle low, and then I'll be looking to close half within this area here as well. Just need to manage risk as well as possible. Still need to get my magic keys sorted out. Optimal entries, of course, would have been at the break of this candle high, guys. But then you have this resistance level right here. Target for pips, going to be about 18 pips. Would secure about 80 to 90% of my position at about 10, 11 pips. We're in a range at the moment, so I'm not going to be looking to get huge amounts of pips. But I do want to see this candle flip bullish because that's going to indicate that we can continue. We're also respecting the previous 500 candle low. If we don't do that, obviously I'm going to close off my position. Also lowered the lot size on this one, guys, just because it is within a range, and it wasn't like there wasn't a huge amount of confluences for this trade. It was kind of just like a London open trade with the trend, respected the previous candle low, broke that resistance level, wanted to continue to the next resistance level. Nice. How long have you been trading? Been looking at charts and stuff for about just under 5 years, and then actively trading for about 3. We need to get this continuation and break the high of the previous 5 high. So we should be respecting previous 5-minute candle low, guys. Nice, thank you, thank you. Please remember to leave a like on the stream, guys, if you haven't already. And if you aren't subscribed, please do remember to subscribe. I would appreciate it, and it helps the channel out a lot. Ranko, how are you doing, my boy? I did get your WhatsApp message, and I'm sorry, I was just I was too lazy to respond. But we are getting this nice push on GJ, which is great to see. Maybe that's a little bit of volume coming in. If we break this 5-minute candle high, we should continue. We don't want to reject at this level again. That 150 pip move, Ranko, I took with Zeems on... Which night was it? It was the night of the 15th, so 2 nights ago, as we broke the previous weekly candle high. I'm sorry. Are you in? I am in, but this thing's moving very, very slowly. I won't close half if we break this 5-minute candle low, guys, because that is only about 2 pips drawdown, I think, roughly. Yeah, 2 pips drawdown, but if we do break this 5-minute candle low, then I will. Camp Fold, how are you doing, my boy? So at this point I will be closing off, guys. Just managing risk. TJ sucks. Ach, it is what it is. Can't be. This was a risky trade. Can't be cross about it. When I took this entry, I knew exactly what could happen. It's part of trading, boys. Losses are part of the game, and don't let anyone tell you otherwise. What people don't show you how to do is manage a loss. The amount of people that would actually close half of a position when breaking 5-minute lows can probably count on 2 hands in trading. People just don't know how to do that sort of stuff. And it's just simple risk management. Now instead of risking, I was probably risking about £1,000. I'm risking half of that. I closed that was maybe a couple hundred. Risk management king, that's Roger Banks. He's the risk management king. Finally. Yeah, getting the, we need this pullback on gold. And we need GJ to start moving up. Raja's rich, deservedly though. He's one of the best traders, you know, to have ever done it. That guy knows how to manage risk like no one else. Yeah, he can lose 50k no problem, but you never ever, well, you do sometimes see him lose like large trades. Like he's been messing around a little bit this month because he says like he hasn't really cared, but you never actually see him lose like 50k on the regular. His losses are all like 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, and using a like 25, 50, 100 lots to lose that amount of money is like frightening. Like for me, when I use a 20 lot, and like drawdown starts coming in, like to see the numbers, and they're pretty similar to like Raja's numbers, and he's like only losing that much. It's scary. But I've got my risk management down to a T at the moment. I think last month my biggest loss was about 700, and my loss average was about 300, 400. And all my wins were about over 1,000, so yeah. Trying to move up on GJ still. This is the new 15 minute. Could be the bottom wick on the 15. Could also just be the beginning of resistance for me on the 15. Jeez, like gold doesn't want to stop. Still not interested in gold, guys. I'm still waiting for that pullback. It may only happen in between sessions, and then during New York it goes. It may only happen later on, and then I will catch some buys on gold. I can almost guarantee it. GJ trying to flip bullish. If we can get a bullish candle flip on the 15, that'll help a lot. Not playing ball right now though, that's for sure. Got this 15-minute support formed on GU. Think of selling gold. If you're gonna sell gold, you're gonna need to wait for a break of this 15-minute candle low. If anything, I'm not interested in selling gold in bullish market structure. So even if the sales do come down to this point and it's a clean move, I won't care because we'll be able to get the move back up. Come on, GJ. I have about a 5 lot left in GJ, guys. I've closed 5 already. And loss, obviously, down here. Have to go. Yeah, I'll let you know, Ranko. I'll chat to you on WhatsApp though. Have a good day. Again, no news today, guys, really. Like, nothing high impact. We have these retail sales, which the numbers have already come out. That was this morning. As you can see, we didn't have any major moves on GJ. So, yeah. Do you been good scalping both sides? Yeah. It's literally just been in this range. Buy at the low. Sell up here type thing. Kind of what I was looking to do, well, not on GU, but this is a perfect setup to buy at the lows again, you know? If we get the 30-minute candle close, and then we can easily retest the highs and possibly create new highs. And then eventually correct this whole move down. Because we are in that bullish market structure, which is definitely something to take into consideration. GJ just being GJ right now. Nothing much. Terrible London Open, to be honest. Still looking to get that overall pushback up to these levels up here, and then further buy continuations if we do get a candle close above 151.521. But right now it doesn't look like we're getting anything except straight rejections. Gold also seems to be losing a little bit of steam. We finally formed some form of resistance on the 15. You can see last time it happened, we did just continue pushing. But if we get a 30-minute resistance, there's a good chance we can come down to a previous level of 30-minute resistance on that side or support. And that's where we can look to capitalize on more buys up to the top. If you guys have any charts or anything, please do send them in. And check it out, because yeah, there's not much trade management to be done on GJ right now. If we break this low, I can definitely close off. GU definitely looking the better of the two. I mean, after forming 15-minute support on GU, it could be possible to get up to this level of 15-minute resistance. You can see we have this support level. Yeah, makes sense. GU going up also kind of help GJ, because it means that there is at least some sort of pound strength there. Waiting for you. Thanks very much, John. I do appreciate that. Yeah, Raja is an amazing trader. Not too sure who Stock Sniper is, but Raja, yeah, Raja is. I mean, in my opinion, still best trader I've ever seen. This thing is honestly not wanting to move any further up than these levels here. I'm hoping the next candle pumps. It's not stocks up or rocks. Yeah, I must maybe check them out if they're on. Is it like one person or is it a few people? Do you ever see Raja in person? He has never come to my country, so I've never seen him in person. But if I do get to the UK by, I think he's going to be there in February, may go to his boot camp there just to meet him. He's, yeah, insane trader. So it would be nice to meet the guy. Ron and Dev. I may have heard of them. Is there like is their logo a golden bull? Because then it could be who I'm thinking of. If not, then I'm thinking of someone completely different. Come on, GJ. Yeah, if you can, I don't think you can send channel links into the YouTube chat, but please do remember, guys, there is a free Telegram. The link is in the description. There's a lot of trading chat that happens there, charts and all that sort of stuff. Join that, and then send the link into that if you're not in that Telegram. We do chat about like trading and all that sort of stuff. Those rocks too. Thank you very much. I do appreciate it. Finally getting a little bit of a push on GJ. We formed this 5-minute support. This could have just been a retest of previous 5-minute resistance levels, and now we could be pushing bullish. But I'm not putting any or too much hope into this. Let's see. Okay. Stock Sniper Trading. I'll give them a check. Gold is trying to come down by the looks of it. We have this little 5-minute consolidation that's going on here. So let's see. Finally, something on GJ. What I'm hoping for, guys, is basically this London push to set us up for these bigger moves later. So again, our best buying options are going to be above, obviously, this 151 level, and then buy continuations above this 151.718 level, because you can see the clean range we have to trade into. We've got all this clean range here and above that to retest the highs. So basically, this is going to be like a... we had this big move up, now we had this pullback, we remained in the bullish market structure, remember, because we didn't exceed the leg which created our high. And that's on the 30-minute, not the 15-minute. So hopefully what we can get now is a breakout of this range with market structure, so a bullish breakout. Because remember, if we go to the 30-minute time frame, this is our high created up here. We look for 2 candles in the opposite direction, so we're going to look for 2 bearish candles. So that came over here with these 2, but you take the low. So if we get a close below this level, that makes us bearish in market structure on the 30, but we didn't get a close below that level. We've respected that level now twice. And if you include the original support formed on that level 3 times. So what that tells us is that this is a key level, and why it is a key level for us is because this is a structure flip level. So sells, if we got a candle close below this level, would make a lot more sense, because then we have bearish market structure on the 30-minute. And the 4-hour if we get a 4-hour candle close. $30-minute candle closed above previous 30-minute resistance. Tiny range to trade into, but it is telling us that there is at least some good buyer's pressure in the market. Let's see what we can get out of this. GU to the moon, yeah. GU basically did the move that I wanted to see on the 30-minute happen on the 15-minute. We formed that support. Within the support, you obviously got to find some minor resistance, and then that continuation. GJ coming back down now. This could just be the bottom wick on the 30, or it could just be actual, like, resistance forming. Again, I've already closed half at this point, so what I'll do is I'll close another half if we break this 5-minute low over here. That's how I manage trades. Was risking something like 1,000, maybe 1,200 pounds. If I manage this correctly, I'll probably only lose about 400. Use London. So what I'd say with London is you want to trade a pound pair. So it doesn't have to be pound yen. You can do pound AUD, pound USD, The reason for that is obviously when London opens, the pound is the most affected pair by that London open, so you get a lot of volume pumping into pound pairs. So choose a pound pair, I would suggest. If you're going to trade New York as your session, then you would like to choose a pair with the USD. So gold is always a nice one for New York. So I would definitely say something with pound if London is going to be your session. Pound yen is a very popular one, of course. A lot of traders trade it. And pound USD. What's up, Raymond? What's up? What's up? I'm chilled in you. I'm chilled in you. Nice to see you. Do you have a parrot in the house? I don't have a parrot in the house. What would make you think that? It might be birds flying over the house, to be honest. Yeah, GJ not playing ball this morning, guys. Getting very, very slow move on GJ. Even if this does work out, like it's been a bad trade. I've not enjoyed any of this. Compared to what we've been having and been getting this week, this has been terrible. Slow. If it does work out, I'm starting gonna make a little bit because I've closed half in drawdown. So yeah, could have been better. It's fine though. We'll definitely get a nice move later on probably GJ or gold. I'm pretty sure of it. No problem, John. Please remember to like the stream if you haven't already, guys. And subscribe if you're unsubscribed. You a king? GJ is not a king. Okay, Ronan, you're gonna get timed out here. I'll never forget about you, Ronan, don't worry. You need to come visit me, bro. Okay, coming back down to areas where we need to start thinking about closing partials. GJ just being GJ. Probably got about another half an hour, guys. Maybe 45 minutes. Gonna be closing. I'll wait a little bit. I'll be closing half here for sure, yeah. So far risked about £300, or should I say lost £300. Probably cut this position if we don't respect this previous 15-minute low, to be honest with you. have a 2 lot left in, opened a 10 lot, closed 5, closed another 3 when we started coming back down there. Now just letting it run. I will kind of stay with you. If I'm here, you can definitely come stay with me. Okay, so anyone interested in trading gold? My idea for gold, right? If we look at just the weekly and the bigger time frames, right? So we rejected this weekly support level the other night when the news came out. What we did was once we rejected this, we flipped bullish. So we were very strong bearish at the time. We flipped bullish. Now we're coming up to these levels of previous weekly rejection. What that's telling us is that there's a lot of buyer's pressure in this market. You can see we had this weekly range that we were in as well, and we finally got a candle close above that weekly range. Also telling us, or indicating to us, that there's a high probability that we're going to continue bullish on gold. We had this rejection level on the daily over here, which once we clear, and that's at 1815 level that I was talking about, there's a huge chance that we're going to continue and correct this move down. So if we maintain this 4v0 bullish market structure, because remember we are bullish on all time frames. This was our high area which created the high. We did not get a candle close below that level. Weekly, you just take into consideration the current weekly candle, which is at the moment bullish. If we go to the 4 hour, you can see that we had our 4 hour low, which was over here, area which created the low, and we got a candle close above there, so we're only going to be bearish below this level. And then obviously you take into consideration the 1 hour as well, which is, if the 4 hours bullish, usually the 1 hour, if you're in such a strong uptrending market, will be bullish as well. So this is our high, area which created the high, only going to be bearish below that level. So what we want to see happen for continuation buys, or what I want to see happen for continuation buys, is obviously a bit of a retracement. So a pullback to a previous level of support or resistance. Ideally, it's going to be to a 1 hour support level, so we can maybe come down to this support level at 1802 and then start making our way back up, because we need to see that exhaustion. After such a big move, it makes sense, and historically price has done this, we come down to a previous level of support and then we start making our way back up. What can also happen is we come down to a previous level of support, we start ranging, and now obviously everyone's thinking, okay, because we've had this pullback, now sells are coming. But what we want to do is wait for a breakout of that range and continue with the overall market structure. Don't try and sell gold in an uptrending market. Of course, I understand trading the pullback and trading the sell back down to this level of support, but it's counter trend. You can reject anywhere. So just be careful of that. Then what we need to do once we come down to these previous levels is obviously have the candle confirmations to continue. So what we want to see is at these levels, some support start forming, some minor resistance. So within the support, you want to see some 5-minute resistance. And then you want to see us start breaking above those resistance levels and start that move up. And like a perfect example of this was yesterday on gold at this level over here. This was clean buys on gold. We were in this uptrending market. This was a previous level of 30-minute and 1 hour support, and this was a previous resistance level. As you can see, when we came down to this level, we respected it, formed some support. Now, if you're looking at candle confirmations only on this, the support candle respected the low of the previous candle. What I always say about that is if you're respecting the low of previous candles, seller's pressure is running out and buyer's pressure is coming back into the market, especially if you look at the size of this bullish candle. This is a strong bullish candle forming support. What does that tell us? There's buyers returning to the market, and the seller's pressure is running out because we're respecting lows of previous candles. What happened then is within this support candle that we had over here, we had 5-minute resistance. So minor resistance, lower time frame resistance. We had these clean candles to the left, which was our pullback, and then an entry at the break of this high to retest the highs and further create new highs was very probable, and that's exactly what happened. GJ's still messing around. Might just cut my position on GJ. So guys, that's the importance of trading with the trend. So of course, that's not saying that you can't catch sells. I mean, some people would have taken the impulse sells here, very counter trend, but if you're short term and a day trader or a scalper, these sells would have made sense. But if you want to make it easy for yourself, trade with the trend. Get the easier moves back up to the highs and continuations as well. If you took an entry here, your runner would still be in. Okay, I'm closing my GJ position. Caught me 15 pips in silver. I think I'm done for the morning. Back to bed. Everyone, have a great day. Yo, well done, Troy. Have a great day as well. I may stream Monday next week just to check out the volume of the market. But otherwise, if not, yeah, have a great day. Great holiday. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. And I'll see you soon. Thanks for supporting the stream for sure. So guys, on that trade, risked about 1,000 to 1,200 pounds. Lost 400. So half of what I planned to lose is what I only ended up losing. That is how you manage risk. And managing risk is literally the only way you will start seeing consistent profitability, if you manage risk. Also part of this, of course. No trader ever has never taken a loss. It's how you go about the loss. Is your loss what you set out to lose? Because if that's the case, then there's still a problem. Because if you just have a stop loss and are happy with price setting that stop loss with your full lot size, then there's a problem. Because then you're just accepting that that is, you know, the price going against you. What you got to do is you got to understand where to manage the risk with giving the trade a fair opportunity to continue running. So in this situation, that was, for me, all based on the 5 minutes. If my entry was at this point, I think it was about here, and my stop loss was down here, I want to be looking for 5-minute candles. Was it a bit higher? Maybe it was here. I want to be looking for 5-minute candle lows to be respected. And if they're not being respected, it's indicating that price does not want to move up. Because you need to respect lows to show that seller's pressure is not in the market. And if we're in buyers, why would we want seller's pressure in the market? I like to see people can manage risk and also know how to take losses. Yep. Very, very important. So essentially what we're still doing is just ranging on GJ, guys. Nothing we can really do about it. It was a bad trade in like hindsight. Because we obviously in a range, trading a range is never safe. There was not really many confirmations for the trade. What I based it on was respecting the low of the previous candle. Being London open, we're still in this overall bullish trend, so buyers market, and we broke this resistance level. So I thought, okay, we can test this resistance level. Was not to be. Okay, gold's looking nice to begin this pullback or this retracement. So let's hope that we get a pretty good retracement. We had this clean move up, so we could get something along the lines of this, and then once we start forming some support, we can start making our way back up. So that's what I'd love to see on gold, to get those buys later. Also, with the buys on GJ, guys, just be aware that we are looking for a close above this level, but there is a rejection wick right over there. So take that into consideration on the lower time frames. That's going to be a resistance level. So as you can see on the 15-minute, that is a resistance level. If you haven't, guys, please do remember to like the stream. It does help. We also have all this clean range to trade into if we do get back into these areas, guys, which is going to be great to retest these highs. So what big moves does is it often gives us opportunities for more big moves. So if we moved nicely in this area, we can probably do it coming back up, maintaining that bullish market structure. The nice thing about there not being a lot of fundamentals as well, guys, is that means that there is going to be a lot of technical trading that needs to happen. So you need to understand your technicals in situations where there's no fundamentals to boost price in a certain direction. What you're going to be looking for here is this high to be respected, which is happening. So this, if this forms resistance and respects the previous high of the previous 30-minute candle, it is again an indication that buyers' pressure is running low now and that the sellers are flooding into the markets. And then if we break the low of the previous 5-minute candle, 30-minute candle, sorry, that means we can also continue this bearish run, which will also be breaking a 15-minute support level. So you'd essentially want a 15-minute support 15-minute candle close below this 15-minute support, and then basically continuation down to one of our levels. Again, not interested at all in selling gold, guys. I have a very strong bullish market bias, so only looking for buys, but at these sorts of levels to buy it back up. And once we get to these levels, doesn't mean once we get to these levels we buy. We need to wait then for the candle confirmations, which is going to look like a support on the 30 or the 1 hour, and then the minor resistance within those candles. Small retracement is needed, yep. GJ has moved really well over the past few, I'd even say past few weeks. So maybe it is going to consolidate a little bit. We haven't had a consolidation in a few days. We've been moving really nicely on GJ. So hopefully can, I mean, ideally we would continue that. But remember, we are coming into Christmas time. Volume is going to be a lot lower. We had this big news yesterday, which was really good numbers, double the previous time those numbers came out. So yeah, let's see what happens. GU also made this strong push early on the 15. If we look at it, we created the support at previous level of support, and then broke the high, respected the low of the previous candle, came up to the 15-minute resistance, which I did feel like we might have a problem at. So we could just be doing a little 15-minute pullback to continue to the top of the range. And ranges are like very important to note, guys, because if we take into consideration this, we had a fake out here. So what a fake out is when we get a close out of the range. We had established a high and a low in the range. This 30-minute candle closed outside of the range. The very next candle closed back in the range. As you can see, we then retested the bottom of the range. So the lowest support level within that range. Now we're ranging again. There's a good chance that if we either get a fake out to the bottom side, we can continue bullish. Or if we just keep respecting the low of this range, we can then also continue bullish. But we don't really want to get trapped in here for too long. And if we do get trapped in here for a long time, normally what happens is price does something like this, where it bounces in between the range, and then the longer you do that for, the bigger the impulse out of the range. And normally that impulse is in line with market structure. So if we are bullish in market structure and we range for a long time, there'll be a strong bullish impulse. Just got to be aware of ranges, because yeah, they're not nice to get trapped in. And you definitely don't want to be taking trades in them, which I did do earlier, and you know, paid the price for it. We'll be very interested in taking these sells if we do get closed below this level though. Very, very clean traffic to the left if we look at it. You can see here, so we can possibly correct that whole move. It's clean on the 1 hour, which is great. Still ranging on the 1 hours, what is it, 30 minutes. If you guys want me to check out any charts or anything like that, have any charts for me, check out any pairs, please let me know. Because as you can see, there's not really a lot to do on the charts at the moment. Getting this pullback on gold, which is nice. A deeper one would also be nice, but let's see how far we can come. Also check out NASDAQ because I know a lot of people do like NASDAQ. I did some analysis on it last week, which was pretty good. Easy sells this week on NASDAQ for anyone who was looking to trade it. I personally don't, but a lot of people seem to just be addicted to trading NASDAQ. If we look at the dollar index, guys, we can see why yesterday gold was bullish, because the dollar value was dropping quite significantly. And of course it's directly involved in, because gold value is based on dollar value. We've had these strong bearish impulses which helps gold value. Gold looking good to continue bearish. Got that 15-minute close below, got that retest of the zone. It's like a type B counter trend on the 15-minute. Got a close below this support level over here. Retest of it, break of the previous 15-minute candle low, coming down to these levels. Hopefully we can come down even further. That would be ideal. Zero happening on GJ. FC 1785. Yeah, that is quite a way away. From here, that would be about 200 pips. Yeah. What I want to see is a respect of the bullish market structure, because if we have support levels here, and this is where structure flips on the 30 minutes, it's going to probably be low on the 1 hour. So on the 1 hour, it's at this level over here. If we respect that 1 hour structure and form that support there, then the bullish continuation is very likely to happen from that level to continue up. That's the importance of structure, because if we do get down to that 1785 level, it's going to be bearish on the 1 hour at least. And then on the 4 hour, I think we will still be respecting structure, which is great. And on all the higher time frames, we'll be respecting structure. But to have that 4 key time frames bullish in market structure makes buys so easy. So that's all I'll be looking for. Probably these levels. This would be the optimal level, because if we got buys from this level back up to the highs, so looking something like this, and then we start pushing our way back up, that'll be the optimal entries. Check the 4 hour. Yeah, we're at this 4 hour resistance right now, so it makes sense to be rejecting it. That's why that pullback would be lovely. Current 30-minute candle close below previous 15-minute support. Is there a possibility for a sell? Let me check that out. So basically a close below this level over here, and you want that on the 30 minutes. I mean, for me, it makes sense, especially because you have obviously all these confluence. You have the clean candles to the left. You have this candle high respecting the previous candle high, meaning that buyer's pressure is lessening and seller's pressure is increasing. You have this strong bearish candle, and you're closing below support level, and you have your next support level down here. So yes, if you are basing it off of those confluences, sells would make sense. But the main thing which makes me not even look at the sells is that we are in the bullish market structure. So what I would instead like to see is, I would love to see these sells play out. I'd love to see it come down to these levels and these levels, which if you're on the sells means you would be in really nice profits, and the sells would then have worked out. But what I'd be looking for is those sells to play out and then to get the buyers back up with the trend, basically, so with the structure. That's what I want to see. So yes, that would make sense to take the sells, but it is counter trend and you need to be aware of that. And we know what happens when you counter trend trade. There's a high probability that you can reject almost anywhere within here, because what the trend tells you is overall who's in charge of the market. And if overall buyers are in charge of the market, which you can clearly see here that they are, taking a sell would be like, you know, very, very risky. But yes, to answer the question, there is a possibility of a sell if we close below that 15-minute support level for bearish continuation to hopefully this 1802 level or the 1804 level, depending. Yeah. $17.90s, yeah. So if we go to the 1 hour, I would love to see 17.97 respected. So this would be ideal. And we would have obviously this support level marked out. And if we respect this support level, we can definitely get the buys that we're looking for. So that's what I'll be looking for. This 30-minute candle is just closed. This is a really good candle close, to be honest. Very happy with this. Hopefully we get some more bearish continuation and then buys. GJ is a mess. I would not even be, except for the mistake that I made earlier of buying here, I would not, I couldn't care less about GJ. Terrible price action. Yeah, forget about GJ. Take it off your watch list if you have it on there. So if we do get the buys above this level over here, guys, there is a good chance of continuation above 151.723, just because that's, again, with the overall trend. We still have a full fee zero buyers, well, I do personally. So I will only be looking for buys until we start getting candle closes below this level over here. And that's what I'll be looking for. GU is probably looking better than GJ at this moment. Still in the range. 3 pip loss in GJ, manage my risk. Amazing, amazing, Sharif. That is exactly what I like to hear. All about managing risk. To be honest, I wouldn't even be cross with myself if I took like 50 losses if I knew that every single one of those losses I managed risk. It's the only way to become profitable consistently is if you know how to manage risk, guys. Something I think not enough people talk about and not enough traders talk about and not enough people know how to do, you know. Just use, I've mentioned it in a couple of videos which I posted on YouTube, use that 5-minute high and low technique and you'll be well on your way to cutting down your losses for sure. And then the trades that just go, that you take, are going to be triple the size of your losses. If you go look at the Instagram story from yesterday, I know it was a swing trade, but there's a 5-lot win there for about £2,500, roughly around there, and a 15 or 10-lot loss for about 200. Just shows the difference in keeping those losses as small as possible and allowing those wins to go. Maybe about 300 that loss yesterday. But yeah, the wind was 5 times the size of it. More. You been in a range and it's so hard to trade? Any tips, please? What I would suggest, obviously, is waiting for it to break out of the range. If you're not comfortable taking trades in a range, so if you don't want to trade it in here, wait for it to break either out here. So what that means is a candle close above this level, not just a candle wicking into this level, because as you can see, that would have happened at this previous level over here. You had this candle wick out, and it was basically a straight rejection and respecting the resistance level. So wait for a candle close above here. If you want these levels, just mark them out quickly, 1.33387, or wait for a candle close below here. The next thing you need to look at is, okay, if I do get those candle closes, are they with the trend? So we know from checking out GJ that we are in I think it was a 3v1 buyer's market, or maybe even a 4v0 buyer's market, meaning that 3 or 4 of the major timeframes, the key timeframes, are bullish market structure, telling us that overall, but there are more buyers in the market than there are sellers, and you can clearly see that just by looking at that. But you obviously have to work it out technically, and then wait for those candle confirmations. So my number 1 tip would be, don't even get faked into taking a trade in this area. Just wait for a candle close. So just be patient, I suppose. And then you have the clean range to trade into once you're out of this range, so it makes sense to just wait. Patience definitely pays. I mean, GJ I know for a fact is, I mean not GJ, GU has been tough based on the 4-hour time frame. You can see the amount of rejection wicks just in this pair is stupid. I hate it when pairs do stuff like this. It makes everything tougher. Daily as well, like it was shuffling down type thing, so no clean moves. I don't trade the pair personally, but I can see why you say it has recently been hard to trade. But yeah, do not get involved in this nonsense. So I hope that does help out a little bit. Trading a range, honestly, guys, is like, it's just a 50-50. I call it, and the guys who've been watching me for a while will know I call it the washing machine. Because you literally chuck yourself in this thing, and you have no control whether it's going to go up or down. One moment you're in profits, the next moment you're in losses. That is what trading a range is. So if you trade the clean traffic, where there's big ranges in between your resistance and the resistance levels above your most key resistance level, perfect example is this. This is your key resistance level. This is the next resistance level above that level that is previously printed. Same as the support, this is your most relevant support level, and this is your support level below that. So just wait for price to be in these areas rather than for price to be in these areas and trying to rush a trade and then you get stuck in this. So trade the clean ranges, trade clean candles. As easy as that. That's what I'm waiting for on gold. I'm waiting for gold to pull back, create a nice clean move. No problem, John. I hope it does help. Form some support, some minor resistance, and then we keep pushing bullish. Trade with the trend. Again, these sells, and remember, when you have a bullish market structure, or when you have bullish market structure, it doesn't mean that you can't take sells. It just means it's counter trend. So I would be happy to see these sells come down to this level, because then what I know is that, okay, once we start forming some support on relevant time frames, so 30 minutes and 1 hour, and then we have minor resistance form and we break that minor resistance, we're going to continue the overall trend. Because you do get traders who literally trade pullbacks. That's what they'll do. They'll wait for these big moves and they'll trade this. Risky, but for some people it's effective. I'm just trying to make trading as safe and as easy as possible. And to do that, you trade with the trend into clean trading ranges. The GJ buy earlier was of course based on more or less none of that. Except trading with the trend, but it was in a range. But when you get comfortable enough with managing risk, guys, you do tend to take riskier trades, because you know that no matter what, if you're risking, again, I'll use the example of risking 1,000. I risked 1,000 this morning and only lost 400. So I risked £1,000, lost 400. It gives me the confidence to enter into any trade knowing that, okay, I'm risking the set, or not even the maximum percentage. I'm willing to lose less than that, and knowing that I can manage it. So once you have confidence in your risk management, it doesn't just allow you to become consistently profitable, but it also allows you to take trades with more confidence. Simple as that. We have about another 15 minutes, guys, 10-15 minutes. So if you have any questions, please do ask. And if you have any charts, please do send them in. And if you want me to analyze any pairs, please do ask as well. This could, okay, I'm probably going to stream on Monday because I want to see what the volume is going to be like next week. But this is potentially the second last stream that we have this year, as we are coming into a time of very low volume. And again, if you haven't liked and subscribed, please do so as well. There's also a free Telegram in the description, and Instagram, which I post a lot of trade analysis and all that sort of stuff in as well. It's all free. GU starting to push up a little bit. GJ, so-so. 30-minute looks just terrible in GJ. Even these potential buys could be risky because it's part of the overall range. But because you have this 20 pips of trading range, you have this rejection wick, which, like we saw earlier on, the 15 minutes is a resistance level. But what we expected is during times of high volume, resistance levels on the lower time frames, so let's say 15 and 5 minute, we should just break straight through. That is exactly what I was hoping for on the trade earlier, which didn't work out, is what it is. If we form some nice weak support here as well, we can break those levels and continue bearish. That'll be really nice for the overall move. Remember, no interest in sells, guys. What we could also do is move down to these levels, and as you can see, we had choppy price action here before. We can start ranging and then only start moving up. So just because we form some support here and then we break the minor resistance doesn't mean that we'll necessarily just continue straight back up to the highs. We could start ranging, forming a range, but then remember, when we range, we usually do break out of the range in the direction of the overall trend, which on gold is very, very bullish, as you can see, on all time frames, or all key time frames. seem to be already forming this like correction on this minor pullback that we had. If we do get some exhaustion on GJ, not on GJ, on gold, and let's say we start stalling at this point again, we can then look for some continuation buys without that big pullback. If we then get a close above the range and then continuation, it's with the trend, so it's with the bullish market structure. GJ is just a joke right now. Not much to do here at all. When the buys or sells, whichever one do come on GJ, I promise you they should not be too tricky to catch. If we just get that candle close below this level, that structure transition is going to be a huge added confidence. If we get that 4-hour candle close with the 30-minute candle close below this level, that's two key time frames flipping bearish in market structure. That gives us a 2v2 already. So what you need to picture market structure as, remember it's based on 4 key time frames. So let's say you have a rope, and then you have 2 time frames bullish and 2 time frames bearish, and they pull the rope, it's an equal fight. But if you have 3 time frames bullish and 1 time frame bearish, of course this one's more likely to win. That's why taking sells in a bullish market is risky, because you're basically taking sells in a market where the buyers are thriving, and that is counter trend trading, and that's why people don't often win counter trend trades. So just look at it that way. Identify market structure now, of course, that's a whole different thing, which is a lot more complex and takes a lot more time to master. But once you understand it, it literally changes your trading forever. You'll never be on the wrong side of a market unless you optionally choose to. You'll never be on the wrong side of the market voluntarily, put it that way, involuntarily. Could be starting a bit of a range on gold right now. Gonna see what happens. We might form some support here, resistance up here, and then see what we do in between there. Otherwise, yeah, we haven't really formed support at a previous level of either resistance or support. So it's not like we came down to a previous level here, did a retest, and now we're moving up. Just prices forming a support. GU starting to push up a little bit. I think that this is telling us that the dollar is weak because GU is going up, GJ is going down. So it's not that the pound's strong, because the GJ is still not really pushing bullish, but GU is pushing up, telling us that the dollar is weak, and gold is going up, telling us that the dollar is weak. See if we can get a candle close above this resistance level, work down in continuation. Just going to see what we have to the left here when it comes to clean candles, because that's what we do need to take into consideration in these sort of situations. So clean price action to the left here. So if we do get this candle close, and then the next candle wicks down, does a quick retest of the previous level of resistance. So basically what we're looking at here, the buy continuations can make sense. What you do need to take into consideration again is we are buying at the highs. If you want to take that sort of buy, it is literally a buy at the highest current area. So please do be aware of that. And it's also not like we've formed current support at a previous level of support or resistance. So this could just be all part of the bigger upward push before we do have that retest of a previous zone. Not to say that the buys don't make sense, because again, if you're not respecting resistance levels, it often indicates that we want to move bullish. What I was hoping for was for this bearish momentum to take us down to at least these levels, and then we can start this move up. But if it happens now, it happens now. If we don't get that close above the resistance, though, buys are invalid. Well, for me at least, because I like to trade with a few more confirmations than just that. Yeah, bit unfortunate teams, but it's alright. And any buyers out there who were just going to take a buy at the impulse break of this resistance level, be very careful. Your account's made it this far this year. Don't let it blow just before the end of the year. Yep, GU coming up here. Might be my... Yeah. GU's looking the cleanest out of any of these that I'm looking at. Gold, of course. I mean, I don't trade GU personally, guys, so I only trade GJ and gold. But you can see why this would make sense if we do get that candle close above. Again, you take into consideration the current market structure, which is bullish. With that break out of the range, retest, and then continuation bullish, you have all these clean candles to the left. Just adds to the confidences. Now remember, confidences make up probability, guys. So the more confidences you have, the more probability the trade has to work out, more or less. So that's why you need to do your checks before, say, entering into any trade. What are the confidences and what is the probability? And probability is often based on confidence. If your confidences are valid, you must have valid confidences. So of course, when the uptrending market, we get the close above a resistance level, indicating that we are not respecting resistance. We have the clean candles to the left. So previously price moved through these areas without problems. So we might move through these areas without problems again. That's how you got to look at clean candles. Pure indication of price action. If we move easily down, we should, based on historical data, move easily up in these areas. So that's what you need to look at. Why don't you trade GU? Again, I have this is my theory behind trading two pairs. If you go to like university or school or something like that, and they said, okay, we need you to learn everything in 10 books, or we're going to need you to learn everything in 2 books. Which one are you going to be able to understand better by the end of X amount of time? Probably the 2 books, because it's a lot less information, and you're going to understand the work a lot better. Same goes with trading pairs. If you trade 10 pairs, how are you going to understand those pairs? Whereas if you trade 2 and dedicate all your time to those 2 pairs, you're going to understand those 2 pairs a lot better. I know exactly how GJ and gold move, more or less, because I've been trading them for such a long time and only focusing on those 2. Also reduces overtrading. Let's say this is a losing trade here. That's an extra losing trade which I didn't even have to take because it's not my pair. I'm fine with taking losses in my pairs because I've signed up for that. But when I get greedy and want to take a setup on another pair, which I have no idea how it moves, just got to think about it differently. So if I can advise anything, guys, it's honestly, if to take into the new year, this is what you need to take into the new year. Trade one session. So London, New York, Asian, or Sydney. Choose one session, whichever one suits you the best. Trade only that one session. Choose 1 or 2 pairs. So get your watch list out. You see what's in that watch list, and you choose your favorite one from that watch list, and you remove the rest of them. You learn those 1 or 2 pairs like the back of your hand. Thirdly, 1 to 2 trades a day, sometimes 3. But if you're a beginner, 1 to 2. What that's going to do is once you've taken your set amount of trades, and hopefully I can't really, I don't know if you guys are going to manage your trades or not, but if you do it properly, you're going to find yourself in a lot better position than if you're taking 50 trades a day on 50 different pairs at 50 different times. So please do take that into the new year if you already don't do that. I know a lot of the guys that do already watch me are like really good with that. They don't trade huge amounts of pairs and they are quite disciplined. But I'm thinking of how to save people's accounts going into next year. So that everyone's accounts who who happily made it into the new year make it into 2023. Because, like Roger said, trading has honestly become a Squid Games for people's accounts. It's it's elimination, you know? Whoever's accounts make it out of the year, make it out of the year type thing. Like choosing a new girlfriend for New Year, sticking with the wife. Exactly. We have about 5 minutes, guys. So if you do have any last questions, let me know. Again, what I'm looking for, remember on, so just quick recap. Gold, buys, only looking for buys on gold, not sells. GJ, at this, if we maintain this current market structure, only buys. But if we do get a candle close below this area over here, I will be interested in sells and I will then actively be looking for sells. Otherwise, only buys. At the moment, we're in a 4v0 bullish market. So by pure technicals, we are bullish in market structure. But if we get a close below here, by technicals, then we have flipped 1 or 2 of the time frames bearish. And on GU, I do not trade GU, but I would be looking for buys above this level if I traded GU. So, yeah, I hope that quick recap helps out. News-wise, there's not much to look at. So, yeah. And if you haven't, guys, please do leave a like on the stream and subscribe if you're unsubscribed. Again, Telegram in the description. Join that if you want to. We also, I probably will stream on Monday. Just check out the volume. We could have one more week of some decent volume. Otherwise, if Monday goes badly or if there is no volume in the markets on Monday and it's very slow, Monday will be the last stream. So this is not the last stream. Monday will be the last stream. If there's no volume. If there's good volume and we do manage to see some potential on Monday, then it could continue to Tuesday and so on. But next week, so Friday, will definitely be the last one. NY session should be nice for the setups. Yeah, NY session will be very nice. I'm probably not going to be able to trade New York today. I have quite a lot to do this afternoon. But yeah. Okay, yeah, guys, so that is probably me. Sorry, I was just checking something out. Yeah, like I said before, guys, if you range during a session, usually what that's going to mean, thank you very much for the sub, RTXE, yep, I do appreciate it. If we range during these sorts of sessions, guys, so if you range during a session, we've now ranged during Asian and London. What that means is that there's a good chance that New York's going to have a lot of volume. So the more we range during sessions, the following sessions are usually more likely to have volume. We have now ranged during 2 sessions, which was the Asian session and now the London session. There could be a breakout in between London and New York, but let's wait and see. Otherwise, yeah, I think New York has some really good possibilities for some nice clean moves. We definitely have the trading range on all pairs. We have the trading range to do so. Just please don't get involved in these ranges, guys. This consolidation, you just don't want to take a buy in. So make sure you understand that this is a no trading range. These are risky buys and these are safe buys. These are safe sells if we get the candle confirmations. And I'll only be looking for buys on gold. So buys above this level or retracement and then continuation. Again, I appreciate all the support, guys. I appreciate everyone for watching the stream. Thank you for the past. We started streaming about 2 weeks ago around there. So yeah, thank you for everyone who has supported recently. It's been a lot of fun. Really enjoyed it. Glad to see that I'm also getting messages saying how much these streams have helped people. So So yeah, I do appreciate that a lot. Yeah, thank you, John, so much for supporting the stream. I do appreciate it. And yeah, watch, guys, honestly, there's a lot of education in these streams. So if you want to go back and watch all of them, they're saved onto YouTube. There's a couple of YouTube videos as well. Watch it. There's some good education in these. So yeah, everyone have an amazing day. I'll see you all on Monday. Please trade safely for the rest of the day. Stay out of the consolidation. The account fight is almost over for the year. And yeah, I will see you guys on Monday. Have a great weekend. Please remember to leave a like and sub if you haven't already. I know I've asked you guys like 50 times already. But yeah, I appreciate it, guys. Have a great rest of your day and rest of your weekend, and I'll see you guys London session on Monday. Cheers all.